3 UEFA Champions League trophy. That is what he won consecutively as Real Madrid manager from 2016 to 2018. From a player who was sent off on the final match of his professional career for head-butting an opponent, to the only person in history of soccer to win FIFA Player of the Year award and Coach of the Year award. Zidane, who recorded a total of 14 red cards, is one of the most famous French football players of all time, widely regarded as a master of the fundamentals and techniques of the game. He is known for his excellent control and dribbling skills, his magic ball touch, his focused vision, and his great leadership traits. During his active soccer years, no player would surpass the way he controlled and received the ball. His excellence in football has bestowed him with some coveted awards. He operates mainly as an attacking midfielder, but he could play deep roles. He is calm on the ball and yet his decision-making was almost always perfect. Come on the journey, on how Zinedine Zidane became the football magician. Zinedine Zidane was born on the 23rd of June 1972, in Marseille, southern France. He is the youngest of 5 siblings. His parents Smail Zidane and Malika Zidane, both of Muslim Algerian descent. They emigrated to Paris from a village called Agaman in the Berber-speaking region of Kabyle in northern Algeria in 1953, before the start of the Algerian War. Zidane grew up in the Castellane, a crime-ridden housing development area, in Marseille, a port city in the south of France. Aside from crime, unemployment and suicide rate were highly alarming in the migrant neighborhood. His father worked as a night watchman at the department store warehouse, while his mother was a housewife. They lived a reasonably comfortable life by the standard of the neighborhood, but Zidane spent most of his time on the street, where his love for football grew at the tender age of 5 while playing with the neighborhood children on the Place Tartane, an 80 by 12 yard plaza that served as the main square of the housing complex. At that time, there was little or no hope for North African French migrants in the game. For his migrant friends, football was just a sport to pass out time. For Zizou, it was a quest to achieve greater goals. He has hope in his greater dream and struggle hard to achieve it. He once stated that, "I once cried because I had no shoes to play soccer, but one day, I met a man who had no feet." His passion for football was influenced by Jean-Pierre Papin, Enzo Francescoli and Blaž Sliskovic, who all played for Olympique Marseille, and they were his soccer stars' idols. It didn't take time before his good early start caught the eyes of sports notables. Zinedine Zidane's youth playing days started with the local clubs, US St. Henry in the Castellane, with the junior squad at the age of 10, when he bagged his first player license. After almost 2 years at US St. Henry, Zidane caught the eye of SO Septembres Vanlens coach Robert Centuriero, who convinced the club's director to get young Zidane. He played for Septembres until the age of 14, when he was spotted by AS Cannes scout Jean Varraud during a 3-day training camp run by the French Football Federation. Zidane credits his strict upbringing and his father as the guiding light in his career. Zidane liked the idea of playing for a professional club, so went for a 6-week trial at AS Cannes. The clubs liked what they saw, and the 6 weeks soon became 4 years. He said he found equilibrium after he was invited by Cannes director Jean-Claude Elino to leave the dormitory he shared with 20 other trainees and stay with the Elino's family. He was constantly made the subject of racism slurs and mockery about his ghetto origins by his mates and opponents. He took the option of fighting those who abused him. This led him to spend most of his initial senior career weeks on cleaning duty as a punishment for punching players who mocked him. Jean Varraud, the club's coach, encouraged him to channel his anger and focus on his game. Soon after signing his first professional contract, he made his Cannes debut, aged just 17, against Nantes in 1989. He was by no means a first-team regular, but his skill was evident even from that early age. It was the following season he becomes a regular in the starting 11. Despite making his debut in 1989, it wasn't until 1991 that Zidane scored his first ever professional goal. The club president Alain Pedretti was so delighted with his young starlet that he bought him a car. He met Veronique Fernandez in 1991 while she was studying in Cannes. She was born on November 10, 1971, in France, but she grew in Spain. She used to be a dancer and model, but she is mostly involved in fashion designing and sales. During his first full season with the club, he managed to help Cannes secure their first ever European competition by qualifying for the UEFA Cup after finishing fourth in the leagues. After spending 4 successful years at Cannes, he moved to Girondins de Bordeaux in the 1992-1993 season, winning the 1995 Intertoto Cup and also helping Bordeaux finish as runner-up in the 1995-1996 UEFA Cup against Bayern Munich. Zidane played a midfield combination role alongside Vixen Lizarazu and Christopher Dugarry, which would become a trademark of both Bordeaux and the French national team. After Zidane and Veronique Fernandez successfully dated for years, Zidane finally popped the question. The duos said their vows on May 28, 1994, at Bordeaux City Hall. To create a successful marriage, Veronique traveled from city to city for matches. They wanted a family, and their first child was born on March 24, 1995, named Enzo Alan Zidane Fernandez. Since then, their family has only been growing and have added 3 more sons: Luca Zidane Fernandez, born on May 13, 1998, Theo Zidane Fernandez, born on May 18, 2002, and Elias Zidane Fernandez, born on December 26, 2005. They all have football aspirations of their own. After a series of outstanding performances for Bordeaux and was named Ligue 1 Player of the Year. In the spring of 1996, Juventus went after young Zizou, paying a transfer fees of €5 million for his services. Right after his arrival, he helped Juventus win the 1996 Serie A title and the 1996 Intercontinental Cup. He also helped Juventus reach the 1997 UEFA Champions League's final but lost the match 3-1 against Borussia Dortmund. As the playmaker at Juventus, Zidane played behind 4 with Alessandro Del Piero and Filippo Inzaghi, with Del Piero recalling, "Zidane had an extraordinary talent, which contributed to his sole interest in helping the team. He was not a selfish player. He had a unique ability to be a great team player. I was lucky to play with him." The following season Juventus remained Italian champions for 2 years in a row. Zidane was part of the Juventus squad that reached the 3rd consecutive UEFA Champions League final but again lost the match 1-0 to Real Madrid. He was banned for head-butting Hamburger SV player Jochen Klenz, which led to the elimination of Juventus from the Champions League group stage in the 1998-1999 season. He ends his career at Juventus scoring 24 goals in 151 matches and finishing his last 2 seasons with Juventus in 2nd place in the 1999-2000 and 2000-2001 Serie A. He was named Foreign Footballer of the Year twice while playing for Juventus. His outstanding performances led him to the highest paid transfer fee. His status on the world stage grew significantly as he was named FIFA World Player of the Year, as well as winning the 1998 Ballon d'Or award. He is a special player. He creates space where there is none. No matter where he gets the ball or how it comes to him, he can get out of trouble. His imagination and his technique are amazing. Juventus teammate Edgar Davids on Zidane's ability. In 2001, he became the latest addition to the Galacticos of global stars signed by Real Madrid, paying a record transfer fees of €76 million, making it the most expensive transfer fees ever then. The members of the famous Galacticos are Ronaldo Nazario, David Beckham, Luis Figo, and Zinedine Zidane, reaffirming FIFA's idea that Real Madrid had been the best club of the 20th century. In 2002 Zidane shocked the world as he scored the winning goal with a famous Zidane volley, using his weaker left foot to volley the ball in the upper corner and help Real Madrid win the 2002 UEFA Champions League final 2-1 against Bayern Leverkusen. The goal has been cited as one of the greatest in Champions League history. Trophies kept coming as he helped Real Madrid win the 2002-2003 La Liga title and won the FIFA World Player of the Year for the 3rd time in his career. He dominates the ball, he is a walking spectacle, and he plays as if he had silk gloves on each foot. He makes it worthwhile going to the stadium. He's one of the best I have ever seen. Alfredo Di Stefano on Zidane after he was named World Player of the Year in 2003. In 2004, fans voted him as the best European soccer player of the past 50 years in the UEFA 50th Anniversary Golden Jubilee poll. He announced his desire to retire from professional soccer in 2006 at the age of 34 years after he was begged to participate in the 2006 World Cup. On the 7th of May 2006, Zinedine Zidane played his last home match for Madrid, scoring 1 goal in a 3-3 draw against Villarreal FC. Real Madrid squad wore commemorative shirts with Zidane 2001-2006 written below the club logo. He finished his club career with 9 goals and 10 assists in 28 games during his last season but no trophy. The 80,000 fans inside the Santiago Bernabeu held up a banner reading, "Thanks for the magic." In the 1993 Mediterranean game in Languedoc-Roussillon, Zidane was a member of the French under-21 squad that won a bronze medal. After which he earned his first team debut with France's national team, as a substitute in a friendly match against the Czech Republic on August 17, 1994. Zidane scored twice to tie the game 2-2 after being down 2-0 against the Czech Republic. After Eric Cantona was handed a year-long suspension in January 1995 for assaulting a fan, and the coach wanted to build the team around a playmaker, Zidane took over the playmaker position. In 1996 Euro, France managed to reach the last 4 but was eliminated on penalty kick-out. 1998 World Cup was the first World Cup Zidane participated in, and he was astonished throughout the group stage matches but missed the last 16 against Paraguay due to suspension against Saudi Arabia in the group stage. On his return, he helped France defeat Italy 4-3 on penalties after a goalless draw in the quarter-finals and in the semi-finals against Croatia, which ended in a 2-1 win. He is still yet to register a goal in his name in the tournament. France went on to the finals where they beat defending champions Brazil 3-0, thanks to Zidane's 2 identical goals. That was France's first World Cup glory ever. He was named man of the match and instantly became a national hero and would receive the Legion of Honor a year later. 2 years after the World Cup, he helps France win Euro 2000, becoming the first national team to hold both the World Cup and the European Championship since West Germany in 1974. He was named UEFA Player of the Tournament. At Korea-Japan 2002, France was determined to be the favorite, but a thigh injury sustained prevented Zidane from playing the first 2 matches, and without their talisman, France was ignominiously eliminated in the group stage without scoring a goal. At Euro 2004, they topped the group but were knocked out by eventual champions Greece in the quarter-finals. His 100th appearance for France was on the 27th of May 2006 in a 1-0 friendly win over Mexico, becoming France's 4th player to reach 100 caps after Desailly, Thuram, and Didier Deschamps. France had a slow start at the World Cup 2006. After being suspended for the 3rd match of the group stage, Zidane returned and helped his team get to the World Cup finals against Italy after beating Brazil in the quarterfinals and Portugal in the semi-finals. Before the match in Berlin, FIFA awarded him the Golden Ball as the best player of the tournament. Having announced retirement from both club and international soccer, everyone knew that the finals would also be the last match of his career. 7 minutes into the game he put France in front from the penalty spot, making him also the 4th player in World Cup history to score a goal in 2 different finals. The unfortunate happened in the 110th minute of the extra time. Zidane ended his professional career with a red card after headbutting Marco Materazzi in the chest for insulting him. Italy went on to win the 2006 World Cup on penalties. Zinedine Zidane is regarded as one of the greatest soccer players ever lived by many other soccer legends like Pelé, Beckenbauer, Maradona, Del Piero, Beckham, Roberto Carlos, and many others. One of the most elegant and technically gifted players of all time. He played a total of 695 professional games and scored 125 goals with 133 assists for the club and 108 appearances for the country with 31 goals and 23 assists. He operates mainly as an attacking midfielder, but he could play deep roles, He is calm on the ball, and yet his decision-making was almost always perfect, and his timing. His impeccable dribbling skills allowed him to create more space for himself, which allowed him sufficient time to make his next decision. He will always be remembered as a genius on the football field, and perhaps one of the most graceful players ever. A 3-time World Player of the Year, this has been a tribute to Zinedine Zidane. November 2010, Zidane was appointed as a special advisor to Real Madrid's first team in response to an appeal made by then Madrid coach Jose Mourinho for the former midfielder to work more closely with the team. It was announced that he would become Real Madrid's sporting director in July 2011 and was assistant coach to Carlo Ancelotti in 2013, after which in June 2014 he was appointed as Real Madrid's B-team coach. On the 4th of January 2016, Real Madrid announced the dismissal of Rafael Benitez, and on the same day, Zidane was appointed the new head coach of the club on a 2.5-year contract. His first match as a manager took place 5 days later in a 5-0 win against Deportivo La Coruña in a La Liga match. He beat Madrid 8 rivals Barcelona in his first El Clasico, ending Barca's 39-match unbeaten run on the 2nd of April 2016 at Camp Nou. On the 28th of May 2016, Real Madrid's 11th Champions League title was won after a 5-3 penalty shootout against Atletico Madrid. The glory was termed La Undécima. He instantly became the 7th man to win the European Cup, both as a player and coach, and the second to achieve the feat with Real Madrid. To achieve the impossible there must be purpose, practice, hope, and time. That is the wing mentality that Zidane has since his playing day. He won the 2016 UEFA Super Cup and FIFA Club World Cup, and also played 40 games unbeaten. In his first full season with the club, he won the La Liga title, the 33rd in Madrid history, and the same season they became the first team to successfully defend their UEFA Champions League title, and they called it the La Duodecima. His success saw him as named the best FIFA men's coach in 2017. The following season he also retained the Champions League trophy, becoming the first coach to win the trophy in 3 consecutive seasons. On May 31st, after the final, he announced his resignation as coach, citing the club's need for change as his rationale for departing. Following some poor results for Madrid after his departure, culminating in elimination from the Copa del Rey at home to Barcelona and an unexpected home defeat to Ajax in the Champions Leagues, which brought the long run of success in that competition to an end, all within the space of a week, his former teammate Santiago Solari was sacked, and Zidane returned as Real Madrid manager in March 2019. On the 12th of January 2020, he guided Madrid to their first trophy in his second spell, defeating Atletico Madrid in the Supercopa de España final. In June, Madrid won 10 games in a row to capture the team's 34th La Liga title. His collective mindset was hailed by international and Spanish media. He left for a second time on the 27th of May 2021. He is the only person in history to win the FIFA Player of the Year and Coach of the Year award, also the only person to win the Ballon d'Or award as a player and manager. More also, he is the only coach to win 3 consecutive European UEFA Champions League 2016 to 2018. He has a 62.5% winning rate as a manager, winning 200 games out of 320 and drawing 70. His trophy collection as a manager includes 3 Champions League, 2 La Liga, 2 Supercopa de España titles, 2 Club World Cups, and 2 UEFA Super Cups, making a total of 11 trophies. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel for more videos on your favorite sports, and click on the notification bell. You can't say what is coming.